Welcome to another edition of What the Fuck Happenings in Mendham. Yeah, fuck it. Atheist community, fuck them. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, just thought we'd go down the garden. The changes. Yellow mellow cat way over there. Mellow cat. Anyway, there's a sunflower growing there. Anyway, the tomatoes are doing, just tomatoes on there. Stuff growing, tomatoes, things. Deer did get in here, so we had to put this extra fence up. They actually scooted under the fence. I had to actually crawl on the ground to get in there. So, we have had to come back though. Stuff is doing okay. Everything got bit off at the top, so some of this stuff is having to come back. So once it fills out, should be nice. I actually have a tomato. I'll have that for dinner tonight. A little tomato. Yeah. It's the earliest in a while. So everything's, I got beans growing in there, hopefully. And tomatoes growing here. Flowers and such. Another pot there, and just put another one in over there. Yeah, very nice. So I'm reclaiming my front yard, I've decided. So these forget-me-nots have been kind of interesting. I should have a lot of those in the next few weeks. They should be filling out. But yeah, I've reclaimed this area back in here. I put a table in there, another glass table. I guess the cat jumped on it and it broke. What a mess. Anyway, so I have cleaned up in here. As you can see, planting in there again. I used to have stuff planted all in here, and the deer just ate everything, so I quit. You can sort of see what they do. This is like a deer bite off there. But I mean, all these were nice flowers in back here, and they just keep eating them. So it's become a lost cause. So I figured I'll try to reclaim it though. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's much better in here. Gonna make videos in the front yard now. Yeah, cool. It's so quiet here now. It's nice and quiet. Yeah, it really is. It's so nice. So I gotta get the car going. That's the next project. Well, I keep saying it's the next project, and I'll get to it. So we got another pot of stuff growing in here. I don't know what that hole is there. Yeah, I don't think a deer could have stepped in there. Anyway. So, yeah, I know this isn't really a video, but who cares? So this, I just redug out everything here. Had some lilies growing, and should get something happening in here. It's all shady. These are cedar trees. So the poles are doing pretty well. Yeah, that's a pretty good view of the pole plants. They just need to, a few more days like today. Today was just a great day. I guess 36 or 7 Celsius. Really a nice, warm, just step outside in a sweat kind of day. It's my kind of weather. Yeah, there's some forget-me-nots growing in there finally. Yeah, the deer don't appear to eat them, so I can plant them out. The hibiscus are almost ready to flower. So that's, once they start going, those big, huge flowers, that'll be something to see. Even this whole, look, see, I mean, that's pretty spectacular, right? I mean, just flowers, 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 flowers. Really quite nice. Actually, it should be more flowers, but, it's just been a little weird, the weather this year. So this kind of thing always happens. It's sort of annoying. I don't know whether this is genetically defective or it just needs some better weather. I mean, it's supposed to look like that, and it looks like that. I don't know what the hell's going on there. So anyway, that kind of shit happens. A couple of roses back there, but tomatoes happening okay-ish here. I don't know, but I had this wire, tie the tomatoes up to the wire thing, and I don't know whether it's really working or not, but it seemed like a good idea at the time, but I think I got to run maybe poles connected to the wire or something. They're just something a little more sturdy, I don't know. I don't know. You know, by the time we get the, we'll see what they do by the end of the year if it works or not. But this is kind of nice. It protects them, but I can look over the top and see the flowers without the fence in the way, which is kind of nice. Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, and then some of them grow through, and the deers will eat those, but, you know, such is life. But, yeah, these are just so kind of feeble. You know, they're just not doing anything. It's a little irritating. I mean, most stuff's growing pretty well. It's just the petunias are a little lame this year. I mean, I got some great varieties. They're just not thriving as well as they should. It's kind of a nice lily. Alright, well, we're almost done with the tour. You've seen the rest of this stuff already. But, you know, they're really quite lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, nice in there. Nice, 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 nice. I don't know if there's anything I need to report on. I got some cucumbers growing, and yeah, this little scurvy tomato plant here is doing pretty well. So that's good. Yeah, so alright, so now for business news. Wander back to my front, I suppose. Anything else back here? I haven't finished cleaning up back here. All kinds of stuff going on here, though. Yeah, but it is, you know, really quite nice here. I mean, it's really quite nice. I gotta take that shit off the chair and clean up that little junk. Well, it's almost quite nice. This is really a nice little shady area here. Yeah, quite pleasant. Yeah. So, but oh, horse flies, man, have I been bitten up this year? I just got bites everywhere. Oh, I mean everywhere. But anyway, alright, let's see if there's any news. Yeah, see, this will be kind of nice once these flowers fill in. This will be a nice little area. Yeah, I have to, you know, everything has to be deer safe in here, though. Anyway, so yeah, it's just this nihilist argument, and that's all that's been happening lately. I don't know whether there's any point in arguing with nihilists about it, all this stuff. You know, this whole idea that we just subjectively, individually make up some sort of bullshit, and we concede that it's bullshit, because obviously if there was a value reality, it wouldn't be 75 different value realities, it'd only be one. So they're basically conceding that it's all just nonsense, it's all just emotional shit, and somehow we should exchange our views on emotional shit that we've conceded is shit, and then all agree on some policy of shit. It just doesn't make any sense. It's just stupid. If you're going to be a nihilist, be a fucking nihilist, and just admit that it doesn't matter how many people die, it doesn't matter how much people suffer, it doesn't matter, all this shit just doesn't make any difference. Either be a nihilist or don't be a nihilist, but don't pretend there's some sort of like, well, 10 people out, 9 out of 10 dentists say, or doctors say, you know, Marlboro's the best cigarette. You know, it's you're good for you. Yeah, fuck you. I mean, it's just so stupid. So, I mean, it's just not really a viable conversation. You know, they're just claiming that somehow this fake value they make up, that they concede, again, doesn't have anything to do with reality, is somehow a serious subject. How can it possibly be a serious subject if it's not about reality, and it's just your fantasies? You're just exchanging fantasies. I mean, it's like those Playboy forum things or something. you know, the Penthouse. I guess Penthouse had the better one. You know, everybody just shares a story they made up about great sex they had once. You know, fucking their mother, you know, and their sisters and their brother. Yeah, what are you talking about? I mean, you know, this is just hilarious. So anyway, that's, you know, what I've been involved in. It's just, you know, there's so many of these nihilists on YouTube. It's like the internet. The internet's just like this, you know, the people, somehow these people that get engaged in the internet, you know, and actually interact, it just seems like there's a preponderance of them are truthers and crazy fucks and fanatics and nuts. And that's just the way it is, and losers. You know, I mean, obviously this syndrome of people living in their mother's basement or living in their mother's penthouse is a real syndrome on the internet. You know, it's people who just have the time. I concede I'm one of those people in the sense that I'm defective, so I don't have a 9-to-5 job, and so therefore I have time to argue on the internet. You know, and go through the minutia of, it's really not the time it takes to make a video, it's the time it takes to you know, compile the counter responses, you know, the other people opining on the subject. I mean, that's what consumes your time, is processing their argument, trying to figure out what the fuck they're saying. So anyway, so I'm in the process of responding to Logic Rolls of Dice now has replaced Toffler, and he just says idiotic things like, you just made that up. He doesn't explain what part of it's made up. He doesn't do any, I mean, you know, these are not counter arguments at all. He just says you can't do that. You know, some kind of dogmatic statement. I say so without any kind of reasoned explanation exactly why. I should just say because you say so. I'm supposed to be convinced by the argument from I say so. I mean, so I'm just saying, tell me what theory. You're telling me I'm having a conscious experience. You're telling me the conscious experience is meaningless. I'm supposed to see that by having the experience. Somewhere in having the experience, I am misunderstanding it in thinking that there's a dramatic qualitative value difference between the good sensations and the bad sensations. It is your theory that there is no qualitative difference between those sensations, and there's no significance. I could do either one of them forever, and it would be exactly the same thing. It wouldn't calculate out to anything different. And I'm looking at it and I'm saying, I can't possibly understand how you draw that conclusion from a personal experience. How do you personally experience sensations and then sit there and negate them? Now, quite obviously, I can't put into a logical phrase of a statement a definition of value that isn't based on somebody experiencing sentience. You can't describe sentience if you've never been sentient. So go ahead, you describe sentience to me. You tell me how, when you feel pains and sensations, you don't think they have any intrinsic quality, and that you think you completely are just reacting irrationally and nonsensically to them. It's like a knee jerk. You have some crazy impulse. It isn't that the sensation is actually bad or miserable or horrible. You just can't help yourself but respond to it as if it was torturous, even though it's somehow not torturous. And you're just like, come on, give me the explanation. You're telling me I'm wrong. You're saying I've misinterpreted my experience. Well, explain how I've misinterpreted, you fucking cunts. Ooh, there's a little bitch deer. Let's see if we can scare her by start having our presence. Look at her. She's saying, I'm going to steal all your stuff. Yes, I am. You little bitch. Hey, the old days, they wouldn't run from me, so it is better this year. I mean, this plant should not have still be here. I mean, this would have been eaten last year. So I have to admit the yard is a little better. I mean, they did cook the hell out of this thing. But, yeah, whatever. So this is, they're not providing the counter argument. And so that stupid Hazy Wolf, excuse me, smart guy, nice guy, but I mean, he's left some comment like saying something like, Well, this should be resolved by just setting up a premise, making a logical statement. And you're just like, again, saying, I can only make a logical statement with testimony in it. Somebody has to experience experience. You can't describe experience without experiencing it. There's no words that have to be words common to people who have both experienced experience. You can't describe it any other way. But to say it doesn't exist because it is outside the realm of just looking at it or hearing it or sensing it with radar or detecting it with a photo detector or taking a picture with a camera, you can't do any of those things. You have to have a consciousness and experience sensations and then describe them. So all I can do is testify. And that's what I did, you motherfucking cunt. I testify to what my interpretation of sensation is as somebody who's experiencing them. And I'm saying I can't evade the qualitative difference. I would actually harm or kill another sentient being to avoid being tortured. If I could justify it. I would go to rather extreme measures to prevent torture happening to me. And then I just logically say, well, quite obviously, since the torture is the same when it's happening to somebody else, it's not an entirely different thing, it's exactly the same thing, that my reaction mentally should be exactly the same. When torture happens, the bad is with it. The necessity of action exists next to it. And all I have to do is, once I recognize torture exists somewhere else, the ought is automatically there, just like the ought is automatically there when there's a fucking elephant sitting on my foot. The elephant ought to get off my motherfucking, well, let's say he's sitting on my nuts. The ought that the elephant ought to get the fuck off my nuts is going to be quite obvious. I'm not going to be able to miss that motherfucking ought. The elephant is busting my fucking nuts. The elephant ought to get off my fucking nuts. It's going to be quite obvious. So all this is-ought gap shit is bullshit. This fact that you want me to describe sensation in fucking words that non-sentients are supposed to understand is impossible. It can't be done. So you're just basically telling me, I don't agree that when I experience sensations, they have a cavern, a huge, almost infinite distance of qualitative difference between them. That they're qualitatively different. So they're just basically saying there's no quality, there's just quantity. That there's no qualitative aspect to any of this stuff. Oh, you fucking dumb cat. Santino chasing Mello. Leave him alone. And I don't want him on the driveway because he's deafer than me. Get off the driveway. I'm going to do something you're not going to like. Come on, on the driveway. Off the driveway. Come on. There, it worked. Yeah. God. Stay off the driveway. Yeah. Stay off the driveway. Meow, meow. Stay in your yard. Stay in your yard. If you stay in your yard, you don't get run over. So you can die of something else, but getting run over. Yeah, I know, it's not really good news, but I just really, if you get run over, then I'm going to feel bad, blah, 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 blah. It's just going to make it all that much worse. Yeesh. I don't know. I'm feeling like I should feed him donuts or something. Hope he has a massive heart attack. So I just can't really watch another cat die. Just can't do it. Been there, done that. Can't do it no more. But anyway. So of course I did get that on our video too. Why don't you just kill yourself? Doesn't it solve the problem? No, it doesn't prevent The reoccurrence problem, fuckhead. Oh, these people are just so stupid. So irritating. And this one, you know, he's at least a real nihilist, because he basically says, oh, hey, I know animals suffer and they do this and that, but I don't think suffering matters, so who cares? And he's one of these people who think life is inevitable. I'll just ignore all this biological evidence that certain things have a preposterous odds against them ever happening, because they only happened once in zillions of permutations. They're essentially Yahtzee dice landing on top of each other, kind of improbable events. And we'll just pretend that neurology just happens all the time. And, you know, eukaryotiness, you know, nucleuses getting absorbed by nucleuses. Oh, that happens all the time. Except only happened once on planet Earth. You know, in billions of years of evolution. But they just keep ignoring the truth, ignoring the facts. Just keep pretending everything's inevitable and everything's eternal. Bullshit. Go tell that to the end of the universe, where everything's flying apart into photons shooting out that way. Forever. Alright, you be good. Anyway. Hey, there's Mellow. 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 Meow. Mellow want a pet? Meow. Mellow. Hello. He's still kind of skittish. He lets me pet him when he's up. That's what he's skittish about. Fuckhead. Hey, fuckhead. Go do something else, fuckhead. Do something else. Leave Mellow alone. Look, leave Mellow alone. He's not bothering you. He is not bothering you. Leave him alone. Toddle off that way. Toddle. Toddle. Yeah, it's impossible. Cats. Politics. See? He did it. You suck. Yeah. It's not much of a chase, obviously. But he has to just play this like it's my property thing. You know, and it's just sad that animals still, you know, they're driven by that crap. You just can't grow up and realize that Mellow's just trying to make a buck like you, fella. He's just trying to get from here till tomorrow without getting his legs broken or, you know, brain tumor. That's all he's trying to do. And you have to be a pain in the ass about it. Because you is ignorant. Yes, you is. Yes. So anyway. So I don't like cats sleeping underneath vehicles. That's just not good. Anyway. Alright, so I think that's enough of a video. Yeah, I found my old mailbox that, you know, I used to be out in the road. Actually, one of the neighbors was using it. And this really wasn't a bad painting. I kind of like it. Trees. The other side was better. It had a cottage, a cabin, and all that kind of crap. But yeah, that kind of fell off. Yeah, that rusted off over there. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Still on there almost. But anyway, the old days kind of stuff. All right, so I think we're done. Are we done? Yeah, we're done. Yeah, okay, we're done. So that's the news. Just keep doing what I'm doing and see what happens. This is kind of neat. The old sole of one of my shoes, I guess. it's just kind of neat. Makes it a very good path. Well, that's really good. I would tile something with just the old soles from sneakers. I think that's kind of funny. Anyway. Yeah, I was bitching how there was no swallowtail butterflies just yesterday, and they showed up today. Well, they showed up yesterday. I was complaining the day before that they haven't seen any all year. So there was finally one. But they really haven't. They have to figure out how to fly out there and then fly out. Yeah, see, so we figured it out. But I haven't seen the hummingbird. I think somebody ate the hummingbird. Yes, I haven't seen the hummingbird. There's another one. So yeah, they really have showed up very late, but they're here. Anyway, just like things to be normal-ish. So till next time, such.